5 facts about clocks. The earliest method of telling the time of the day was the sundial. Over time, sundials gradually became more accurate and they remained a common way of telling the time until the early 19th century. About 1400 BCE, the Egyptians invented the water clock. It consisted of 2 containers of water, one of which was higher than the other. Water flowed along a tube from the higher container to the lower at a steady rate. Rings were marked on the inside of the lower container, and when the water level reached 1, it meant another hour had passed. The Saxons used a candle clock. A candle was divided into segments and it took an hour for each segment to burn. Mechanical clocks were invented around the end of 13th century. The oldest working clock in the world is the Salisbury Cathedral clock in Salisbury, England. It dates from 1386 and it has no dial. The Salisbury clock was actually replaced in 1884, and the original model wasn't rediscovered until 1929. A full restoration was completed in 1956. Early clocks were not very accurate, but in 1657 Christian Huygens introduced the pendulum. The first watches were made in 1510. The stopwatch was invented in 1776 and the electric clock was invented in 1840. The quartz crystal clock was invented in 1929 and the atomic clock was invented in 1955. The term, a clock, is the contraction of the term, of the clock. It comes from 15th century references to medieval mechanical clocks. At the time, sundials were also common timekeepers. Therefore, to make clear one was referencing a clock's time, they would say something like, "It is 6 of the clock," which, over time, was shortened to 6 o'clock. When you look at a clock, and the second hand seems to freeze for a moment, your brain is actually generating a false memory, and your perception of time stretches slightly backward. This effect is called chronostasis. Part of the Abraj al-Bayt complex in Mecca, the Mecca Royal Clock Tower boasts the largest clock faces in the world. The world's highest clock is 229 meters above street level on top of the Federation Tower West, Moscow, Russia. Big Ben is the name of the largest of the 5 bells which hang within the clock and not the name of the landmark clock. Pennies are used to adjust the time in London's Big Ben clock tower. A single penny can change the pendulum's center of mass and alter the time by 0.4 seconds per day. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe our channel.